Hi, I'm Syed on Maths Online. Today we'll be dealing with the topic of solution of homogeneous differential equation. Homogeneous differential equation. In the previous video I have shown you the method of finding out the complementary function. So now we'll be using that method while solving the problems. So let us take the first question. Solve d cube y by dx cube minus 2 times of d square y by dx square plus 4 times of dy by dx minus 8 times of y is equals to 0. So let us write down this differential equation in the form of the operator. D cube by dx cube can be written as d cube. I'll take y common outside, minus 2 times of d square by dx square can be written as d square plus 4 times of d by dx can be written as d minus of, this is 8. Taking y common outside is equals to 0. So now if I write down the auxiliary equation, so the auxiliary equation can be written as m cube minus 2 times of m square plus 4 times of m minus of 8 is equals to 0. You can factorize this one by grouping the first two terms and the last two terms. So if I take m square common from here, I will be left out with m minus of 2 plus. So here 4 is common, so if I take 4 common outside, I will be left out with m minus of 2. That is equals to 0. Further you can see that m minus of 2 is common. So if I take m minus of 2 common outside, you will be left out with m square plus 4 is equals to 0. Or m minus 2 is equals to 0 and m square plus 4 is equals to 0. So therefore you can write here m is equals to, minus 2 goes on the other side, becomes plus 2. So m will be equals to 2. So m square over here will be, take this plus 4 on the other side, it becomes minus of 4. Or m will be equals to plus or minus square root of minus of 4, or this will be equals to, it is plus or minus, root 4 will be 2 and root of minus 1 will be I. So you will be getting plus or minus 2i. So therefore you are having the root 2 plus or minus 2i. So the roots of the auxiliary equation are 2 comma plus or minus 2i. So therefore the complementary function will be, this 2 is the real root, you will be getting the complementary function as c1 e power of 2 times of x. Then plus or minus 2i, so the complex root should be in the form of alpha plus or minus I beta. So here it is in the form of plus or minus 2i. So alpha is missing, so I will be taking alpha to be 0. So alpha value will be 0, your beta value will be 2. So for the complex root you have e power of alpha x. Alpha x means 0 times of x into, it is c1 cos beta. c1 is already used, therefore I will be using c2 cos of beta x. Beta value is 2, so 2 times of x plus c3 sin of beta x, sin of 2x. But we know that the complementary function itself is the solution in the case of the homogeneous equation. Therefore, but we know that CF is nothing but the solution y itself. Therefore, I will write y to be equals to, here you have c1 e power of 2x plus e power of 0 you get, and e power of 0 will be 1. So this becomes 1. So therefore, you will be left out with c2 cos of 2x plus c3 sin of 2x. So that is the required solution. Let us take the next question. Solve d cube y by dx cube plus 6 times of d square y by dx square plus 11 times of dy by dx plus 6 times of y is equals to 0. So let us write down in the form of the differential operator capital D. So this becomes d cube plus 6 times of, that becomes d square plus 11 times of d plus 6 times of y is equals to 0. So if you write down the auxiliary equation is m cube plus 6 times of m square plus 11 times of m plus 6 is equals to 0. So it is a cubic equation, therefore we will try to find out one of the roots and then try to find out the other two roots. So direct factorization is not possible over here, therefore we will be using the substitution method. So let us put the value of m because since all are positive over here, so positive value will not satisfy this equation. So let us take the negative value. So let us put the value of m2. Let us start with -1 and see whether it will satisfy the equation or not. So if you put m to be minus of 1, so this becomes -1 whole cube plus 6 times of -1 whole square plus 11 times of minus of 1 plus 6. Right? So this value should be equals to 0. Then we can say that m is equals to -1 is the root. Right? So I have to show that it is 0. So this becomes -1. -1 whole square will be plus 1. So 6 times of 1 will be 6. Here plus into minus will be -11 plus 6 is equals to how much? Is equals to 0. So here you have -1 minus 11 will become minus of 12 plus 6 will become 12 is equals to 0. So -12 plus 12 will cancel out, we'll get 0 is equals to 0. So what does this mean? That is m is equals to -1 is the root. We have shown that m is equals to -1 is the root. So we need to find out two other roots, therefore I'll try to use the synthetic division. So let us use synthetic division method. Synthetic division method. So if you try to use the synthetic division method, you have the root to be m as minus of 1 and you have the here the differential equation. So let us take the coefficient of d cube to be 1. D cube coefficient is 1, d square coefficient is 6, then d coefficient is 11, then the constant value 6. So now I'll take this value of 1 as it is. Now multiply this 1 with minus of 1, that will be -1. So write it down here. Then 6 minus of 1 will become 5. Then multiply this 5 with minus of 1, you will be getting minus of 5. And 11 minus of 5 will be 6. Then multiply this 6 with minus of 1. So 6 times of minus of 1 will be -6. So 6 minus 6 will become 0. So now if you try to write down the equation over here, so it was d cube which has been written in the form of m cube. So now m cube will now become the quadratic equation. So this will be m square plus this will be 5 times of m plus 6 is equals to 0. So the cubic equation is converted into the quadratic equation. So this equation can be solved. So if you try to factorize this one, it becomes m square plus 2m plus 3m plus 6 is equals to 0. You can group the first two terms and the last two terms. M is common, you will be getting m plus 2. Here 3 is common, you will be getting m plus 2 is equals to 0. You can see here m plus 2 is common. So if I take m plus 2 as common outside, so I will be left out with m plus 3, that is equals to 0. Or if I take m plus 2 as 0 and m plus 3 as 0, so I will be getting the value of m to be equals to plus 2 goes on the other side, becomes minus of 2. Here m is equals to plus 3 goes on the other side, becomes minus of 3. So m is equals to minus 2 and m is equals to minus 3 are the two roots, and one more root is m is equals to minus 1. So therefore you have three roots. M is equals to, you have minus 1, minus 2 and minus 3 are the roots. Because it is a cubic equation, therefore we are getting three roots over here. So now if you write down the complementary function, now all these three roots are real and distinct roots. Therefore your complementary function will be c1 e power of minus 1 times of x plus c2 e power of minus 2 times of x plus c3 e power of minus 3 times of x. The complementary function itself is the solution y. So therefore y will be equals to c1 e power of minus of x plus c2 e power of minus of 2x plus c3 e power of minus of 3x. So that will be the solution. Let us take the next question. Solve 4y triple dash plus 4 times of y double dash plus y dash is equals to 0. Now let us write down this in the form of the operator. It is 4 times of, because it is y triple dash is third order, therefore d cube will write, plus it is 4 times of, it is y double dash represents d square plus y dash represents d. So I will take y common outside, that will be equals to 0. So now if I write down the auxiliary equation, so the auxiliary equation will be 4 times of m cube plus 4 times of m square plus m is equals to 0. So clearly we can see that m is common. So if I take m common outside, I will be left out with 4 times of m square plus 4 times of m. Here 1 will be left out as common value. Or if I try to equate m value will be equals to 0. And here you have 4m square plus 4m plus 1 is equals to 0. So if you try to factorize this expression, you have 4m square plus 2m plus 2m plus 1 is equals to 0. So you can group the first two terms and the last two terms. So you have 2m as common here. So you will be left out with 2m plus 1. Here just 1 is common. So 2m plus 1 is equals to 0. Or you can see that 2m is common here. Here 2m plus 1 is common. So if I take 2m plus 1 common outside, I will be left out once again with 2m plus 1 itself. So therefore if I try to equate this value, so I will try to equate this 2m plus 1 to be 0 and here 2m plus 1 to be equals to 0. So 2m will be equals to minus of 1. Here also it is 2m will be equals to minus of 1. So m value will be how much? M value will be minus 1 by 2. Cross multiplying that 2. Here also m value will be how much? Minus 1 by 2. Therefore you have m is equals to, the first root is 0 here and the other two roots are minus 1 by 2 and minus 1 by 2. And these two roots are repeated. Therefore the complementary function, or you can even write down the solution, because we know that the complementary function is nothing but y itself. So directly you can write y value. So y will be equals to, it is 0. So c1 e power of 0 times of x plus the next two roots are repeated. So when they are repeated, we can write it as c2 plus c3x into e power of minus half times of x. Or I can write y is equals to e power of 0, and we know e power of 0 is 1. So we will just be getting c1. And this you can write it as it is c2 plus c3x into e power of minus half times of x, or I can write minus x by 2. So that will be the required solution. Let us take the next question. Solve 4d power of 4 minus 4d cube minus 23d square plus 12d plus 36 times of y is equals to 0. So it is a fourth order differential equation. So let us write down the auxiliary equation. So the auxiliary equation is 4 m power of 4 minus 4 m cube minus 23 m square plus 12m plus 36 is equals to 0. So it is a fourth order. Now let us try to find out the roots. Suppose if I take the value of m to be equals to 2. So let us try to see whether it will satisfy or not. So it is 4 times of m is 2. So 2 power of 4 minus 4 times of it is 2 cube minus 23 times of 2 square plus 12 times of 2 plus 36. Let us try to see whether it is equals to 0 or not. So 2 power of 4 will be 16. So 16 times of 4 will be 64 minus 2 cube will be 8. 8 times of 4 will be 32. Then 2 square will be 4. Then 4 times of 23 will be 92. This will be 12 times of 2 will be 24 plus it is 36. Now let us try to add the positive values. 64 plus 24 will be 88. 88 plus 36 will be 124. Then minus of this is 92 and 32. So minus of 124 will be getting. Positive and negative value will cancel out. We got the value as 0. So which means that m is equals to 2 is the root. So we'll use the synthetic division. So use the synthetic division method. Use the synthetic division method. So if we use the synthetic division method, m is equals to 2 is there. Let us write down the coefficients. We have 4, then minus of 4, minus of 23, then 12 and 36. Write down this 4 as it is. 4 times of 2 will be 8. So 8 minus 4 will be 4. 4 times of 2 will be 8. So minus 23 plus 8 will be minus of 15. Then 15 times of 2 will be 30. So minus 30 you will get. So minus 30 plus 12 will be nothing but minus of 18. And minus 18 times of 2 will be minus of 36. So plus 36 minus 36 will become 0. Now this fourth order equation will become the third order equation. So this becomes 4 times of m cube plus 4 times of m square minus 15 times of m minus of 18 is equals to 0. Right. So once again direct factorization is not possible. Therefore once again we'll go for substitution. So let us try to put the value of m to be equals to 2 and see whether it becomes the root of the equation. So it is 4 times of it is 2 cube plus 4 times of 2 square minus 15 times of 2 minus of 18 is equals to 0. 2 cube is 8. 8 times of 4 will be 32. 2 square is 4. 4 times of 4 will be 16. 15 times of 2 will be 30. Minus of 18 is equals to 0. So here the positive value will become 48. Here the negative values will become 48. So plus 48 minus 48 will get cancelled. You'll get 0 is equals to 0. Which means that m is equals to 2. So once again we'll try to use the synthetic division. So m is equals to 2. And the coefficients that you have, so the coefficients you can see over here, it is 4, 4, minus 15 and minus of 18. It is 4, 4, minus 15 and minus of 18. So take this 4 as it is. 4 times of 2 will be 8. 8 plus 4 will be 12. So 12 times of 2 will be 24. And 24 minus of 15 will be 9. 9 times of 2 will be 18. So plus 18 minus 18 will become 0. So the cubic equation will be converted into the quadratic equation. This becomes 4 times of m square plus 12 times of m plus 9 is equals to 0. So we need to factorize this one. So if you try to take the first and the last term, 9 times of 4 will be 36. So 36m square. So you have to take two terms such that if you multiply, you have to get 36m square. And if you add, you have to get the value to be equals to 12m. So we'll be taking 6 times of 6. 6 is 36. So 6m plus 6m will be 12m. So those will be the factors. So we'll be getting 4m square plus 6m plus 6m plus 9 is equals to 0. So you can group the first two terms and the last two terms. So 2m is common over here. So you'll be left out with 2m plus here 3 is left out. And here you can see that 3 is common. So what will be left out? 2m plus 3 will be left out is equals to 0. So further 2m plus 3 is common. So 2m plus 3 if you take common, you will be left out with 2m plus 3. That is equals to 0. So here 2m plus 3 is equals to 0. So 2m plus 3 is equals to 0. 2m will be how much? Minus of 3 in both the cases. M will be how much if cross multiply? Minus 3 by 2. So the roots are repeated over here. So therefore m is equals to. So write down all the roots that you have. So the first root you have got is 2. The second root is also 2. The third one is minus 3 by 2. And the fourth one will be minus 3 by 2. So the roots are repeated over here. So your complementary function itself will be the solution. So since the roots are repeated, you are going to write c1 plus c2x e power of 2 times of x. Next you have these two roots are repeated. Therefore I will be writing c3 plus c4x into e power of minus 3 by 2 times of x. So that is the required solution. So that's all I have for today. Thank you.